Hey there, it's Adam here from DirectionTrader.com. Let's do today's mid-morning recap and looking forward video. It's Thursday, May 15th, and it's about 10 after 9 on the west coast here, so about 11:10 Central. Let's go ahead and talk about some of these moves. We finally are getting our drop. Our volatility index, the VIX, has been sitting all the way down at these crazy lows, all the way down at 13. Bounced all the way down to 13 yesterday, and we were looking to see if we can get a bounce here soon, whether it be today, tomorrow, or very, very soon. Today we got a bounce. We had a nice bounce here on the VIX. If I remember right, they're up about 7% right now. So we had a nice pop here on the volatility index, which is going to do one thing to the stock index futures, and that's what you see here. A nice drop here. We got a nice drop here. We got a tease here, retest of all-time highs. The VIX was sitting at the lows. The bonds were pushing higher. Everything's a little bit out of whack, so we were just waiting to see if everything wanted to get back into whack. Sure enough, we got a pop in the VIX. We had a drop in the stock index futures here. How did we trade this morning? I actually traded the Russell, but let's talk about the S&P, and then I'll talk about the trades in the Russell and how we were going about trading them. Here we got a rollover here. We were looking to see if we can hold the 8 and 21. That did not happen. We are now testing the 50, which I'm going to call my intermediate momentum here. Anything below the 50, we're going to go ahead and see if we can get off to the races here. We do have this support here that comes into play that we've used so many times in the past here around the 46 area. We're going to use that support at 46, but we got some room before we get down there, another 15 points or so on the S&P. So right now I can see the market taking a pause the remainder of the day, and then maybe going into tomorrow, maybe seeing a little bit of a push back up, and then possibly just continuation back to the downside here. Going into the Russell, let's pull this up because this is where our trades came today. Now, if you notice, we have some support that comes through here, so we are testing it. We're not out of the waters yet, but this morning, we traded, in the past, we took longs off of all these shorts here. Every time we came down in here in the trading room, we were able to get long opportunities. This morning, we were actually looking for long opportunities as we were opening up into this. Was not able to get any long opportunities. There was no retest, no reversal point at any point to get a long opportunity, so I had to sit and wait. I had to wait until the market got below like I think it's the 86 half area, somewhere around the 86 half area. And then we started to look for short opportunities. Let me just quickly show you what I mean by that. That way we can kind of be on the same page here. If I pull this up, let's go ahead and look at this really, really quickly here. We did get the opportunity here, but it all came really, really early here to you guys. Let's go on back here and show you that time frame. As you see here, we were dropping, but we were looking for reversal off of these lows. This is that daily low that I was telling you about, these lows right through here. And what had happened was we were looking for this market to reverse and give us an opportunity to buy them, just like we did in the past. It didn't happen. The market internal stayed bearish. The market stayed bearish. We got a flood of orders to the downside here. On this pullback, we took our nice short. We got a nice big winner here to the downside, and that pretty much made all our money for the day. We had two other trades after that, one small winner, one small loser, but we had to be really patient because we were waiting for that reversal opportunity, and the internals were just not telling us that it's going to happen, guys. But I wasn't willing to sell into this support because it was just a matter of time before one of them failed and it started to reverse. I had to wait and wait and wait, and once we did break through that daily support, I took that pullback here. We had a nice big winner to the downside, and that pretty much did it. So let me go back over to the daily so we can go ahead and pinpoint some of these ideas moving forward. So that was it for the trading as far as this morning. We had three trades there, one small loser, one small winner, and then that big winner there that pretty much made our day. So that was great. But that was on the Russell. Now we're actually below that support, and we're just chopping sideways right now. We had a big sell-off, now we're chopping sideways. Moving forward, we've had quite a drop here in the Russell, and I'm looking for maybe somewhat of a setback and then maybe a retest or just continuation back to the downside here. But we've had so much momentum coming to the downside here. It's looking like this is officially going to be the break here, and we're going to see this thing start to sell off here, start to get some opportunities to the downside. And you know, once we break through these lows, there's nothing to hold us. There's about 80 to 100 points of move before we find any type of support, and that comes on a weekly chart. So who knows when we're going to find a bottom, but this should be a very interesting ride if we can get through these lows and we can start to sell off. Could see a lot of opportunity to the downside here in the Russell. For you NASDAQ traders, we are getting a bounce off of that resistance we talked about, but we're still in this sideways range. I would wait just a little bit longer to break some of this support and then get that downside opportunity. The Dow, a lot like the S&P, virtually identical always. The Dow, virtually identical. We have this support down below here that we've dealt with in the past. But we have these little minor supports. Anytime we get to this 50 here, I'm going to just say, hey, we're going to look to retest down here at this support level on the Dow, down here closer to the big round number, the 16,000. So other than that, let's take a quick peek over here at crude. We got this initial pop to the upside. We traded so nicely the last 2 days to the upside. We found our resistance and rolled over. So now we're trying to just wait and see here. We have rolling over. We have expirations rolling over today and tomorrow to the new contract. Let's see if we can start to get another bounce here on the crude, get up and retest this resistance level before we ultimately roll back over. But if we're above the 8 period, I'm going to sit here and wait for buying opportunities. And once we get down below there, we got to retest down here below on this support area. So looking to see how the market comes open here with the crude tomorrow, because we're still above the 8 period moving average. If we can catch a bid, we'll look for long side opportunities from there. And then the bonds. Here we are, guys. We're getting that follow through. We were questioning it 2 days ago whether we were going to break the highs. We now know we've broke the highs and we've not stopped. So markets are heading down, bonds are heading up, VIX are heading up. Everything's starting to slowly get correlated. So this is what we've been waiting for a month now. So had a lot of things out of whack here recently, but now it's starting to get into whack, and let's see if we can slowly get some advantage here and take advantage of this moving forward. So that's it for today's video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. If you have any question, you can always reach out to me, Adam at directiontrader.com. If not, thanks, and I will see you in tomorrow's video. Have a good afternoon.